When the name Hocus 4/5 came into play?
Hocus
Later on or around this time?
No, Hocus 4/5 came into play a little later on. You know they. Why you laughing? All right, Hocus came into play because there was this graffiti artist from my project, from his building again, the Spanish building. So like back in the day, graffiti was big.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So there's this guy named. I'm gonna give him clout right now. All right, I'm gonna give him a little clout. There was a guy named Hocus who used to tag up everywhere, and he was big on that graffiti shit, like one of the popular dudes. I don't know where these niggas get it from. My man Chucky and Lawrence, they thought they seen me tagging up Hocus. So them niggas, when I was like around the same age, like maybe 12, 13, 14, they just be like, Hocus, what up? I'm like, why y'all calling me that? Nigga, we seen you write the shit on the wall. I'm like, bro, that wasn't me. But every day they calling me this shit and people start calling me Hocus. So I'm like, all right, I'm Hocus. I just jacked the name. I just like, yeah, I'm Hocus. You know, so I will give him his props on that. Like that nigga was, you know what I mean? But he's still a clown. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's a clown. I see him. I'm gonna smack him because.
Wait, what?
No, because he.
Wait, hold on, slow down.
No, Flip.
What's up with the Hocus, man? What's up with the other Hocus?
Nah, G, because the nigga went on Instagram, made a fake page. So when I first came home, I'm the fake Hocus and all this. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm the fake. Bro, stop it, bro. Because you not gangster, bro. Like, you know, niggas from your building is gangster, but you're not. Stop it, like. You know what I mean? Like, snap a finger, your fucking head will come off, bro. Stop it, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
so when you were outside, you dropping pistols? Oh, when you were outside and you were younger, he didn't talk to you about the name Hocus. He didn't feel no way
we ran into each other. I'm glad you asked that. We did. So I had a hat that said Hocus on it, right? So he sees me. He like, where you get that name from? I'm like. I ain't gonna lie, he tried to press me. I'm like, that's my name. What's up? Nah, that's my name. That's my name. Nah, but I'm saying no, like, he like, yo, I'm saying no. I bought a hat off you though. I'm like, how much? He like, oh, nah. I mean, nah, you good though. It ain't nothing. You good though. All right, so we good. All right, it was like a little confrontation like that. We just split ways. I seen him again one time, like walking down Castle Hill. And he tried to say something again. And at this time, it was a little more aggressive. Like, yo, I mean, what's up, though? Like, you know what I mean? He was with his people. I was with mom. Like, what's up, though? Do you keep talking about the name? Like, what's up? Nah. So nothing never really transpired. But, like, Son's really not on my level. Not. From his building. And if you want to turn the camera, ask him, he'll tell you. Son is not on my level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but we can't say, does he put work in? Does he fight? You can't take
he do graffiti. Flip, he's a graffiti artist. Flip.
So what does that mean? Graffiti? I know some. That don't say that. So
you want him to come say like he's from his building.
What does that mean though? When you do graffiti that you don't put work in? Come on, that's crazy.
I'm not.
That's what you just stated.
I'm not saying every graffiti artist don't. He does graffiti. That's what he does.
All right, but why?
Hold on, but he
can't. If a nigga does ballet, I'm gonna say a nigga do ballet.
He was a skateboarder. He was one of them dudes.
We know tough skateboarders.
He was a hippie.
Is that okay?
Okay. All right. Now,
Flip, if a nigga do ballet, I'm gonna say, come on, he does ballet.
But
he does graffiti.
So if he was
don't do gangster shit.
So if he was gangster, then you let him have the name.
I would let him have the name.
If he was gangster.
Yeah, if he put in work, would you have conceded? Like, all right.
No.
So y'all would have just went at it.
And something, yeah.
Something with a what?
Yo, Flip, stop it.
Let's go. Okay.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, my name Hocus 4/5, man.
Facts. No facts.
Who knows him?
But
I made the name popular. Nigga, run with nigga. Be happy.
But how come you said that? How do you know he made a fake page? Because that's what's confusing me. The page thing.
Come on, Flip. Who else? Who else? This is the fake. It had to be him. This is the fake Hocus. He's not the real. Who? It had to be him.
I have the message when he messaged me.
So he made a page saying you the fake Hocus. I don't know. Years later,
this is when I first came home. He probably thought everybody thought I was gonna get life. We get into that, nigga. Everybody thought it was over. When I came home, as soon as I came home, I got Instagram. Nigga took my bang bang boogie pictures, made a fake page. The fake Hocus was the name or some shit like that. Like,
and you think it was him?
I know it was him.
It couldn't have been a woman.
I know it was him. We found out that he sent him a message.
Oh, he sent you a message. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, why haven't you gone and check him? Because you
check him.
I'm asking you.
First of all, I don't know where that nigga at. That nigga don't live in Castle Hill no more. If he did,
Oh, okay.
If he did, his head and his feet, he looked like a sandwich right now. But like, come on.
Because I heard you approach people, so I'm saying, are we picking and choosing who we approach?
No,
Right? You approach the
the
gangsters
head-
and leave the soft ones alone? I'm just asking you.
He could. First of all, he couldn't have said that in my face. He couldn't have said that living in Castle Hill. He knows that. He understands. Like,
Oh, he got the message.
he got the wow. He got the message.
The receipts are in.
The receipts are
He
in.
really got the
Yeah.
message.
The receipts.
Like,
talk.
I wish I could talk right now.
Go ahead,
like,
say
talk,
it.
But what happened? This is what happened, right? I gotta give a little backstory, all right? So I was up north, right? So I grew up with Pete and all of them, right? And I was there. I was there when it started, before they was blood and all that, right? And actually they offered us our own set at one time, but we turned it down, right? Cause we was like, that West Coast shit is, we was New York for real, right? At the time. So we didn't understand that. But anyway, so there was his younger generation from his side, right? No, you can't do that, bro. Yo, his younger.
He could do that. I'm watching this nigga. He had that camera running for a long time. Yeah,
No, I just put it on right now. What are you talking about?
So his younger generation from his side, his brothers and all that, one of his little homies got killed, right? And the nigga that did it was running in my building for safety. You understand? So when I came home, I was home a couple of years actually, but the grandmothers and the older generation was calling me like, yo, please, man, could you squash this beef? Because they were coming, there was beef. That's what I'm going to say, right? And, my building is well respected. It's still respected off of shit we did in the 80s and 90s, right? But then it got tarnished because these little niggas wasn't holding it down. It was living off our shit, right? So they were calling us, and I reached out to him one day, and I was like, yo, son, I need to get next to you. And he was like, all right, what's up? So we got next to each other. He came to my crib, and we was in my backyard. We touched on it for like 5 minutes, right? And the conversation, he stood there for like 8 hours, and we got into this whole other stuff, but that's the later conversation. But the kid, Hocus, saw me riding with him. And a lot of niggas from my side was mad at me. Like, why you rocking with that nigga? That's the enemy, that type of shit, right? Not knowing that I was really piecing it up, right? So the kid Hocus was like, yo, that nigga's the fake fucking Hocus. Yo, that nigga, that nigga's using my name, blah, blah, blah. I got the whole conversation right here. And I was like, yo, son, stop with that. Like the mentality is like, nigga, you were 80 years old. You a grandfather. Like, shut the fuck up already with that shit.
But tell him how he's not like that, nigga.
It's not even that.
But he's not though, bro. Y'all, you and him and his niggas is like that. He's not one of them. He's not like that, bro.
Graffiti, if you cross a nigga's name out, I was there when hip hop started, right? I remember marching to Bronx River and Bronx there, like battling and all that. So I was there when it was starting. And that graffiti shit was for real, man. Like, you couldn't put a toy on a nigga's name. Like, you couldn't fuck with a nigga's name, right? Like, it was real beef with that shit. So I understand the culture, right? I understand the culture. Like, that's my name, nigga. So he was tagging up in his building. So whoever thought that it was him, so he just got the name. But it's like, you don't want to understand that. Like, be mature about it.
Is he built like that or not?
Thank you. That's what we got. He's not.
So thank you very much. He gave us a history lesson, and he got the message. He got the message up. I need that footage when you send it to me, please. 4/5 came around the same time?
So 4/5 comes later on when I becomes a rapper. So like while as I get older, I become a rapper. I start falling in love with rappers like Cameron, Beanie Siegel, and them. And Beanie Siegel used to always be like, Beanie Siegel, Desert Eagle, realest nigga alive. I mean, I'm young, I'm in the hood, I'm doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? And I liked that. So Beanie Siegel always said Beanie Siegel, Desert Eagle. I'm like, oh, I need to come up with something slick. Hocus 4/5. I just started saying that all the time in my raps. So in the beginning of my raps, I'd be like, in my intro, like, oh, yeah, Hocus 4/5. It rhymes. You know what I mean? That's where Hocus 4/5 comes from, the rapper. That's simple. That's facts. I mean, you know, I was doing my thing really but
I'm just trying to think, man. Me growing up, I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a regular, just, you know what I'm saying. If somebody else, if I had put G Money on or something, and somebody came in, they G Money, and they was like that, then they gonna take my name, and I'm out of here.
He's a Bogart though. Look, he Bogart.
That's what I'm saying. So
look at him.
It probably happened to me then.
Confident. Oh, you're not built like that. Stop it.
Flip, he's not. He's not.
He still took his name though. You know, you can admit that. Yo, Flip, I took it. I jacked it.
I said
I jacked it.
I said,
he did.
I'm giving him his props right now. My name came from, like, 50 Cent gave the real 50 Cent his props. My name came from a graffiti artist. Somebody thought I tagged it up and they started calling me it, and it became my name. I gave him his props. At the end of the day, nigga, it's my name now. I made it famous. Bye.
But did you disrespect him? Because why would he feel away years later if your guys not rectified it, but that understand it?
Because I guess he just feel like he should be known as Hocus.
Got it.
Because you know what I'm saying? I just think he felt like that. Like, I'm Hocus because I tagged this up for years or names. You know what I'm saying? But sorry, this is me. I'm Hocus. Nobody knows you. No, nobody knows you. Bye.
Yo,
so now let's move forward. So yeah, G Palmy.
So yeah, what goes on next now? We got the Hocus name and all that. What's next?
What's next?
He's outside. Remember the two guys pressed him.
Two guys pressed him. Elevator,
and then
and Hardy, aka Pearl, which he was one of the original members of Sex Money Murder.
And he ended up turning into
a snitch.
He ended up turning into a snitch.
Right.
Okay, now
told on everybody.
All right, that was later on though, right? That's not close to.
Yeah, it's later on.
Okay, so now your brothers is outside, right? And you're outside,
like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah. Are you in school at all?
I was in school. I dropped out of school like about 16 years old. Like when I went to Stevenson High School, you know, I just like Stevenson High School with too much freedom. My father died when I was 14. I was like 7th grade. I graduated junior high school, go to high school, too much freedom. I didn't really go to high school. First year, I just didn't go. The second year, I was like, I'm just going to take the GED. So I take a GED, and I passed my GED with a junior high school knowledge. Like, you know what I mean? I just passed it. And then I did go to college. You know what I'm saying? I went to college. And when I went to college, I came back because when I was in college, right? So I'm 17 years old in college. And I'm blood, though. I'm banging. I'm Sex Money Murder at this time. Now, I mean, we kind of skipping a little bit, but
I don't want to skip.
All right.
Yeah, so let's go back. Let's go
slow
to that
down.
then. Yeah.
Slow
So
down,
when did the whole Sex Money Murder come into play?
Okay. So
we want to know the history of how that started. How does Sex Money? What do you know about how Sex Money Murder started? Because I heard about Pistol Pete, right?
Yeah.
And how did the whole Sex Money Murder started?
Well, Sex Money Murder started as a crew, of people from the neighborhood, which is from Castle Hills Own Hocus. You know, they was a clique, before they was blood. My big homies, my big bros, it was a crew. You know what I mean? That's how it started.
Why did they start? Like, what was the reason for starting it though?
I mean, I can't tell you the reason exactly why. I don't want to talk for them and say why they started it. You know what I mean? But it was Pistol Pete was like, he was somebody who was like, so he was popular. You know what I mean? Somebody everybody like and gravitate towards. He had respect within all the neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And niggas loved him everywhere. So, what'd you say, Dave? Oh, my bad. But yeah, so like, they came together between Castle Hills Own Hocus and they started Sex Money Murder. Started with 13 members. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, you want to come over here and sit down and talk? That's his era too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's from the Biaco building. He's If
you want him to, you can sit right there.
I don't want to take the shot. Go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah.
But if you need me to interject, I could like fill in little pieces.
I don't know how it said it started in '93. You said the UBN sanctioned it, so I guess
No.
Okay, so the history is wrong.
What happened when Pete was on the island?
Yeah.
He bumped into what's this nigga's name? Mac.
Sex Money Murder. That's how the blood set started. Yeah. That Sex Money Murder was a clique before it was blood. That's what I'm saying.
Got it. Okay.
Right now.
OG Mac.
Yeah.
Mac and him got cool and stuff. And then I don't want to know the details because I wasn't there personally, but he got his own set.
Yeah, so Sex Money Murder was a clique before it was blood. So when you ask me how Sex Money Murder started, I'm telling you like it was a bunch of dudes from my neighborhood. It was 13 members officially who started Sex Money Murder.
Got you.
You know what I mean? From Castle Hill to Soundview.
Got you. So all right, so that's and then when Pete got locked up, and then him and I guess OG Mac or whatever they met or whatever, it became a bloodset in prison.
Right. It became a bloodset. You know, like they was feeling Pete vibe. Pete like, you know, I do it only if I could bring my family home.
Okay. So then, how do you? Sorry, you want to say something? How do you?
I'm saying, what made you join
Yeah.
Sex Money Murder?
I mean, you know, as far as me, I go like, you know, like it's from my neighborhood. It was already a clique from my neighborhood. It was a set in my neighborhood, and by the time I became Blood, it was just like everybody was becoming Blood. It was 5'9" Brims. It was 9 Trays. It was GKB. It was Valentine's. You know what I mean? It was a whole lot of blood sets, and I was just like, yo, only way I would become Blood is if it was Sex Money Murder because it was from my neighborhood. You know what I mean? And when it got sanctioned like that, you know, my big bros who was some of the originators, you know, shout out to BMO, Free BMO, that's my big bro. He on his way home, got a reversal. Shout out to my big bro, you know, he had 50 years of life, but, you know, he got a reversal on that. He's Pete right-hand man. He one of the originators of that. You know, but he on positive time right now, just to put that out there. He ain't, you know, he done wrote a few books while he was in there. You know, he just, you know, he on some different type of time. But, you know, that was my big bro. Like, I already was affiliated with him without being Sex Money Murder. Like, already messing with him in the streets. And, you know, it was just like I'm second generation for real, like right up under them. It's like, yeah, this is a clique in my neighborhood. Why not? You know what I mean? I'm already in the streets. We already running around, doing what we do. Why not? Yeah. All right, let's do this. You know what I mean? That's how I joined Sex Money Murder. It was just like a no-brainer for me because it was a gang in from my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was looking for protection. I was looking for this. A lot of my bros was already Blood. But when Sex Money Murder came, everybody switched to Sex Money Murder. And I was like niggas my age. And they was already Blood. They switched to Sex Money Murder. And I'm like, they like, Hope, this is what we doing. What's up? Yeah, let's do this. These are my peers. You know what I'm saying?
The thing with that, what made it so attractive was that Pete, Beam, they were with stars. They were actresses, actors, Diddy. You know, they was like really in the lifestyle and the industry and all that. So, you know, and they were getting a lot of money. You know, Pete was coming through with the year ahead, you know, cars and stuff, and you know, so it was attractive, man. You know, coming from the slums, little niggas like, you know, them coming up and watching that, you know, and the respect, the power, you know, the women that's around. Like that was attractive.
Yeah,
like,
I think we was kids, bro. We was 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. Like we kids, like, and we seeing like these niggas come. They got the, like he said, these niggas. Pete was with Tyra Banks, Tyson Bedford, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the twins from my projects, they bring, you know, they got the Rucker, but in Castle Hill projects, everybody from the Rucker used to come there because of them. Like we got celebrities pulling up. Like we wanted to be like these people. You know what I'm saying? We glorified it.
What was your role in all this? Like you were part of that?
Well, Pete, we used to fuck with Pete. So I don't like to talk about stuff because he's not here and he's not able to say stuff, okay, right? But I'm going to speak about what we did and what I was a part of, okay? So Pete had beef in Soundview and in Monroe with a couple of people at the time, and a lot of people didn't want to fuck with Pete, right? Because he was hot, so to speak, right? This is before he blew. So my brother, you know, my Bayako brother Al used to hit Pete. You know, he was the only nigga that said, fuck that, you know, we're gonna hit Pete. So how we got cool with Pete and my man Bunka had a fight in school, right? And my other brother, Scotty Mo, broke it up, and then they became cool, right? And they started like really running together and stuff. So my man Al was hitting Pete with work, and then Pete went out of town. Now Pete went out of town, and I don't know, I'm not gonna get into details because I wasn't there, but Pete blew up when he went out of town, right? So when Pete came back, you know, that situation happened. So, you know, we were there, you know, making money together. That's what we were doing in the beginning. But when Pete blew up, Pete used to always tell us, yo, you gotta come out here, yo, you gotta come out here. But every one of us that went out of town got killed. So we was like, nah, we're not gonna do that, you know. But so that's how we were connected into that.
Got it.
Cause his like I said, his building is like on the other side of the projects. They call it the Biaco building. You know what I mean? My side of the project is called the back side. So like Pete, like the twins is from my side. They from the back side. You know what I mean? And those was Pete right hand, the twins. You know what I'm saying? And like, but the back side was beefing with his building. But some of his niggas fuck with Pete. It's like it's you know what I'm saying? Like he's saying. So it was crazy.
Wait, hold on. Where is he now?
Who?
Pete.
Pete's in Fed, Colorado, man.
He in Colorado, right?
Max.
Anybody speak to him?
His family.
Okay, keep it like that.
His mother, his son.
Okay, something just came to my mind. I thought I mixed up two people because.
All right.
Who am I talking about? Something we have with a guy. Who was the guy that escaped when the police shot up the apartment a lot?
That's Larry Davis.
Yeah, he got killed in jail.
Yeah, he got killed in jail.
He got stabbed in the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My mind just
Pistol Pete is in Colorado.
He's in Colorado. Okay.
In a facility right now, you know, 23-1 locked in. Like Pete got the worst deal out of anybody you could think of. He got the worst deal than mall bosses, bro. Like they not letting him out of the Colorado, bro. They not letting him out of lockdown. Like, you know, even Supreme is out of that. You know what I mean? My man, shout to SC, was just with Supreme. He calls him all the time. Like, bro, like, why is this man still in 23-1 lockdown? He copped out to that, you know, because Pete was like, they locked up his mother. You know, because it's like, if Flip, you like, yo, here, you go give my mother some money. The feds used that and said that was furtherance of a conspiracy because I guess whoever gave her the money lied and said that. And they locked up his mother for that. And Pete just took whatever. Like, I take everything. Let my mother go home. Yeah. Let his mother go home. And part of his deal he copped out to, which is like unconstitutional, which is, the family's fighting for right now, is that he stayed inside of Colorado 23-1 lockdown. He been in there longer than anybody you could think of, bro. Anybody. Like he like, so some people go in there that Colorado, they be like locked down 23-1. They'll get out after a few years. Gotti, everybody, bro. He's still in there. You know what I mean? That's unconstitutional, man. And that issue need to be raised, man. Pete need to be in population. He hasn't been popular yet. He's not in population, bro. And every time he makes it like a little bit above that, A&E, Discovery Channel, or drop a documentary, too much influence. Put him right back in that shit, bro. This is real facts.
Maybe we shouldn't even be talking about this because this is gonna blow him up again. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know.
But he no.
But we talking about trying to get him out of that. You know what I mean? We need to bring. You know why we need to bring some awareness to it so we could try to help him get out of that ADX shit. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, that's not humane for, especially in this era right now. Where we talking about, black people, when we talking about injustices in the system, that needs to be brought up right now. That man needs to get out. He needs to be in population around some people, man. He been there 24, 25, 26 years, something like that, inside of, 23-1. Everything is monitored. Family got to read a letter through the screen. It's just ridiculous, man. That's no rights for a human being. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't giving that to everybody, I understand y'all painting him as this monster, but if you ain't doing that to everybody, it shouldn't be done to him.
Yeah, they can't pick and choose, man.
You know what I'm saying? They picking and choosing right there when it comes to Pistol Pete. So, it's always free Pete, but whether they do that or not, at least free him from that ADS Colorado shit. Put him in population. Let him mingle with some people. Let him get around some human beings, man, and talk and share some ideas. Let him share some thoughts.
You joined Sex Money Murder in the town or?
No, in the town. 17 years old, the year 2000.
Got you. Was there any initiation you had to go through?
Not really. My initiation was just more or less like I like the big homies. It was just like they already knew who I was, what I was about, what I was doing. My brother Dollar was already there, and it's just like, so it wasn't no like I had to do anything more.
Got you.
You feel me?
Now, when did you first get locked up? the first time?
Ever in my life?
Yeah.
That same year, I joined Sex Money Murder. I was 17 years old. I was 17 years old, and I got told I got my GED. I went to college, and somebody pulled the gun out on somebody in college. It was Bloods and Crips up there. It was Sony Mooresville, like 6 hours away, and I heard that a Crip pulled the gun out on a Blood. I'm like, oh shit, Bloods and Crips up here too. I'm going back home to get my gun. That's what I did. I drove back down home, got my gun, but my dumb ass